Hi everyone, this is Ants. Back in late January, I was doing the Pirate Software Game Jam, and halfway through it, I had to drop it because I had something else that I needed to do that was a higher priority. Anyhow, I'm returning back to the project, and one of the things that I really wanted is to have my tank, either the enemy tank or my tank, to basically have its treads moving when I move and stop when I stop, and if I'm going backward, it goes backward, and that was my requirement. But I wanted to do it very simple. And I found this 4-year-old Godot 3.3 video of a person doing it different ways. And I did it 2 different ways, and one of them didn't work, and so I started using his way, one of the easier ways, and it works and it checks out. So even after 4 years, if 3.3, it's not a Godot thing, it's more of a Blender thing. And I'm really happy with the solution because it actually is super simple. And I'm going to show you how it works and everything like that. Everything that I talk about, so moving forward, if I brush through it really quickly, and I do usually go very quickly, it will be in the description of all the videos and all the research I did, so that you could actually do that same research and figure out what's best for you, because there's different ways to kind of animate a tank track and its treads depending on what you have, right? If you have a smooth tread, or if you have a complicated geometry tread like mine, because mine is not even like, it's actually like a donut, like it's a weird shape. But anyways, let's get started with my demo, right? So again, my use case is I wanted to individually control the treads, right? So I'm gonna go in the opposite direction here and start it. And as you can see, not only you could change the speed, but I could go in the opposite direction. Very handy. So even when you turn, you could do like one track going one way, one track going another way. That's how it really does turn, and now all that kind of stuff. So I could fully control everything, right? And what I did is I basically created the track, right? And it's basically 3 meshes, or 3 meshes, and there's an animation player that basically swaps out. So all this animation is doing is changing the visible flag on all 3 meshes, and as you can see, they're blinking, right? And that's all it's really doing. And you could control now the direction and the speed, and it's a separate kind of scene object, let's say scene. And now you could just add it to the 2 tanks, and you're good to go now, right? You're good to go. That's basically it. Now the hard sauce, the secret sauce, is how to generate 3 different meshes that are slightly different, right? And as you can see, if you put the visibility on all of them, you just get like a smear, like you don't see the track anymore, which is a good thing because they're overlapping, and that's what you want. If you're using 3 meshes, or 3 meshes, then you're going to need to move kind of like each tread, like the mesh, by 1/3. And if you do 1/3, 2/3, and then it goes back to the original position, it's an illusion. It's like a sprite sheet illusion, basically. It's a 3D sprite sheet, basically. That's all it is. I should have used 4, but 3 is fine, and that's basically it. So now that I showed you like what the illusion is to simulate this kind of thing here, you have to see what happens in Blender. And I'm going to go through it quickly because the video I'm going to link does a 20-minute job, but I'm going to a 20-minute good job. And he's done other ways to generate a tank tread, and I'm going to show you the other ways in a sec. But I'm going to, let's just basically do a quick demo of this so you know it's working, because you might say, it's not working in a game. And as you can see, one of the things that I need to do better is tween the stopping and the starting, right? Because when it stops, it doesn't look that good. Now it looks like the enemy tank is also working. So as you can see, it's working, and my navigation system is working. It's going around the thing. He's going around, he's following me. But anyways, again, I don't want to waste your time. Everything's working fine. Okay, so that's good. So let's go to Blender. All right. So in Blender, it's the same sort of thing. If you look at this one tread, it's overlapping because I'm showing all three, but you need to show all three because you need to export all three. But how did you create all the individual treads, right? And this is what this video here that is called Godot 3D Tank Tread Illusion. Again, this is August 2001, so it's like almost 4 years old. And basically, you make multiple copies of that same mesh, right? And then you change kind of like the offset, and then you apply the modifiers. You have to make sure you apply the modifiers. And he goes through it from 1920 to basically he's ready to export by 2050. Like he's basically exporting it to Godot in a minute and a half. So what I'm trying to say is he does a way better job explaining it, but basically he goes through every one, he measures a distance of a tread, and he divides it by a third. You don't have to do anything to the first one because the first one is the base. The second one, move it a third. And the third one is move it to 2/3, right? So you have 0 and 3/3 basically, 1/3 and 2/3. And it just loops over and over and over again. And that's the illusion of the tank tread moving. It's such a simple concept, but it actually is pretty good. And it's good enough for me. Again, you could use 4 copies and then do a quarter, but that's basically it. Again, I'm going to link you this. It's actually quite good, and that's basically it. Again, you should subscribe to his stuff because he has some other stuff that he's done where he actually creates treads using path nodes, right? So I'm trying to. So as you can see, he's missing a link. He's missing one link, and then he basically adds that final link, right? So again, I'll link this one here. I don't like this solution here because he's manually making the chain in the track. And if you can see, he has 22 paths. Like actually more. I think he eventually gets 24 links in the chain. That's 24 paths with 24 other scenes attached to it, child scenes. I think this is very expensive. Now, I don't know for sure, but I think it's very expensive. However, the results are really, really good. Like, the results are really, 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 really good. So, yeah, that's another way of doing it. Manually, using curves and meshes, actually I think he has more than 24. So there's another way of doing it, but it's only with tanks with treads that are smooth. So let's go see this.
Missing from this tank movement script is quicker. Now we can turn in place.
So look.
We can move forward and back, and our track game.
See the tread here? Look, it doesn't look too good. It looks.
Look like they are moving with the wheels. The main thing missing from this tank movement script.
So the way he does it is he gets the active material and changes the UV offset. Again, this only works with a tank tread that is kind of smooth, like one mesh, and not broken up into pieces like mine, right? So again, if you do have that use case, then that's fine. There's other use cases, other ways of doing it too, is basically you could get a model, you could buy a model that basically has it completely rigged with bones and all sorts of goodies where you get everything moving, right? And he has only one take, but this is enough to do what you need. But as you can see here, there is 2 million triangles, 1 million vertices, and you can't download it because you have to pay for it. So there is more high-tech solutions you can do. The last project I want to show you is my next steps and go full featured physics, right? And these arrows that you see are just basically forces, right? So I'm going forward, and the suspension is done. Look at the suspension. That's awesome, right? Yeah, this is pretty cool. And he has all these debug drawers and all that, and right. So as you can see, it's a low poly thing, but the physics is actually quite good. And this one was actually designed even at 4.2 using Jolt physics, so you know it's using a good physics backend. So yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. But anyways, I'm just showing you that. I mean, it's not really talking about the treads, but in a way it is, because he has a full suspension system. Okay, so that's basically it. We're gonna go back to mine, and let's start up the animations, and let's go forward, and there you go. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll link everything in the description. Sorry if I went quickly on oh yeah, there's one other thing I want to show you. Is I actually within Blender got it working as a non-linear animation, but when I exported it didn't work, and the reason why it doesn't work, I think, and again, my Blender skills are basically above beginner and very well below intermediate. I'm somewhere in between there. But anyways, what ends up happening is on export, it applies the modifiers, and then it does the nonlinear animation. And this nonlinear animation, as you can see, it's modifying the Y component, which is basically Z in Godot. And so when I export this to Godot, these tracks don't rotate, but they just fly to the right there, right? So I'm doing something wrong, but you know, it's really weird that I get it working in Blender, and then when you export it, doesn't behave the same way. Anyways, this is the reason why I like the other solution, the simple solution, which is this solution here. You just select, you generate 3 copies of the track. You basically offset the mesh, the Bezier curve, and then you export, and you're good to go. And then you bring it into Godot, and you have your tracks, and you just set up this simple animation thing based on visibility, and you're good to go. So that's basically it. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching. Take care and have a great day.